Is a friendship lesson that you've had to learn the hard way as an adult?
Hey guys, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing fantastic. So in this video, we're talking about some of the things you've learned so far as an adult in friendship. I know over the years as you grow and all that, especially as a child, we've been taught to be very nice to people, be friends, be people pleaser and all that. But as you grow to be an adult and going through different friendship and different dynamic of friendship, definitely there are lessons to be learned. So that's what we're here today to talk about some of the hardest lessons that friendship has taught you in your adulthood. Go down in the comment section. I would love to know your take. So this whole conversation started up with a man that came to share his story and what are his own hardest lesson. And this has just spiraled out into an amazing conversation. Let's go check out this man talk and share his own hard lessons, and then we'll come back and talk more.
Is a friendship lesson that you've had to learn the hard way as an adult? Mine is that you cannot expect a super passive friend to ever really have your back. Here's what I mean by that. You know those extremely passive friends that like almost are people pleasers to the extent where they have no opinion? It can be the littlest thing, like, where do you guys want to get dinner tonight? Oh, I don't care, we can go wherever you want to go. They never give strong input. They never really stand for anything. And here's the issue with that friend. If they are ever in a room where your name is being brought up in a negative way, they will never stand on their 2 feet and defend you. In fact, even worse, sometimes they might even join in on the conversation because they're just followers by nature. They're also not the best friends to go to when something is wrong because they're not going to give you good advice. They're just going to tell you what they think you want them to say. And I've had a lot of friends like this in my life that I've had to learn the hard way. You just can't end up really trusting them. I feel like they're fine to be friends with in social and casual settings, but if you are looking for a really great supportive friend that you can lean on, these type of friends are not it.
I would like to know your own friendship lesson that you have to learn the hard way. I would love to know your own take on this. And let me know if you agree with this man, what he said. But this has struck a bigger conversation that has led people to share some of the lessons that the friendship over the years has taught them. And I know you have yours. Go down in the comment section and share yours. I'm going to share mine at the end of the video. But let's go check out people's thoughts on this, people's lesson, because we're going to learn one or two on this. And then I'll come back and share my thought. But before we get on to this video, this is the perfect time for you to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell, okay? So let's go check out people's own lessons and then we'll come back and talk more.
What is a friendship lesson that you've had to learn the hard way as an adult?
So for me, mine's is some people like to see you do good, just not better than them. And this is something that I actually learned when I was a teenager. It was kind of taught to me. And it can be intentionally and unintentional. So some people are just comfortable or used to seeing you being in a certain spot.
Yeah.
And when they see your rise and you leveling up in life, they could tend to start aligning what you got going on with their life and doing the whole compare and contrast. And a lot of times if they always had more than you or just been in better situations than you, that could kind of look like a failure to them or like she's doing good. So once again, you just got to look at your circle. You got to also just pay attention, and hopefully you got a good friend group where you can have those types of conversations about those types of feelings. But it is what it is. Some people just don't like you leveling up on them.
What is a friendship lesson that you've had to learn the hard way as an adult?
Okay, let me go ahead. So, one thing for sure is not every friend that you have is a 100% friend. Meaning, I used to be the friend that would give 100% my time, my advice, my loyalty. I realized in life there are individuals that view friendships differently.
Yeah.
So I began matching energy. If you're giving me 10%, I'm giving you 10%. You're giving me 25, I'm giving you 25. And not bashing the individuals that give you a less amount out of 100, but just to show that everyone views friendships differently and you should always put yourself first when it comes to a friendship. But I do know that for my friendships that are 100%, I love them. If anything, I feel like it gave me more time to focus on myself and focus on my end goal in life. But yeah. If you have any questions or if you guys have any advice that you want to pitch in, please comment below. Thank you so much.
What is a friendship lesson that you've had to learn the hard way as an adult?
Pay attention to people that love to make you feel bad about you being emotional. Those people are not your friends. Pay attention to people who love to make you feel like shit about the things that you like. They're not your friends. Pay attention to people who literally mock you and your insecurities or your fears. Those are not your friends. People like that don't like you. Overall, you need to pay attention to how people feel about you when it comes on to your feelings. From them can laugh at you and embarrass you, and then their response is, it's just a joke. It's not a joke. They don't like you. Take that into consideration.
What is a friendship lesson that you've had to learn the hard way as an adult?
You cannot maintain and build lasting friendships with people that are insecure. They'll start copying you, speaking like you, comparing themselves to you. So, fix my hair. People like that compete with everyone, and no matter the circumstance, they'll always try and find a way to one-up you or to upset you. Everything with this type of person is a competition. They will put you down in front of people. They will make you feel like shit because they feel like shit. They will literally hate themselves through you. I have personally distanced myself from so many people because of this reason. Because where you'll be trying to build, an insecure friend will be trying to compete.
What is a friendship lesson that you've had to learn the hard way as an adult?
It is not your job to figure out if someone has a problem with you, especially if y'all are friends. If your friend is going to be cold or passive aggressive towards you with no explanation, you have no idea what you could have done, don't go asking them, are you mad at me? Do you have a problem with me? Did I do something? If they have a problem with you, it is their job to communicate that. Point blank, period. And honestly, it's not cool if y'all are friends and instead of being communicative with you, they choose to be cold or rude or passive aggressive. Like, that is, regardless of if you gave them an actual reason to be upset with you, being passive aggressive is never cool. I'm sorry. It's not your job to be hyper vigilant of how other people are feeling all the time, especially if they don't communicate to you. It is your job to be mindful, considerate, and own up to things when you in a friendship, but not to chase people down to figure out if they have a problem with you.
What is a friendship lesson that you've had to learn the hard way as an
There are people who will befriend you and do everything to get close to you just so that they can wound you.
What is a friendship lesson that you've had to learn the hard way as an adult?
Don't refriend somebody. If you have a fallen out, forgive them, move on. Just pretend like that person does not exist to you anymore.
What is a friendship lesson that you've had to learn the hard way as an adult?
One of the hardest things in a friendship is understanding and accepting that your friends are going to change. And then the journey begins on whether you're going to continue the friendship with them, whether you're going to accept the friendship in its new version and let it evolve. But change is a natural part of life, and we become friends with certain people at certain points in our life, and people then change. We also change. But it's really, really hard when your friend is changing, and that means that your relationship is changing. And then you kind of have to do the work of figuring out how you're going to remain friends and what this new version of this friendship is going to look like. And you also have to grieve the ending of that previous version of that friendship. And it doesn't mean that it's bad or they're wrong or you're wrong, but it's just hard.
What is a friendship lesson that you've had to learn the hard way as an adult? Mine.
Never let the basis of a friendship be rooted in a trauma bond. Those friendships are typically only based in that traumatic experience and not based off of anything that you guys have in common outside of that traumatic experience that you both share. You'll run into finding out that that person never really actually even liked you. You only related to each other because of what you both were experiencing. They may not even have any loyalty to you, and they may not even like you as a person. You just wanted somebody to have as a friend that could experience and be able to vent about the same things that you were going through. From my personal experience, I will never, ever have a friendship like that again.
What is a friendship lesson that you've had to learn the hard way as an adult?
Do not stay friends with the crisis friend. It's that friend that you have that no matter what, they always seem to be in a state of crisis. There was a point in time where I thought that it was possible for people to be so down on their luck that they were in a constant state of crisis. Something bad would happen, something else bad would happen, and then another thing. I was like, oh wow, that person just always seems to be going through. What I didn't realize was those people need to stay in a constant state of crisis because that is the only way that they are going to benefit from your sympathy. If you're anything like me, you would stop at nothing to take care of your people. I would drop whatever I was doing at a moment's notice. My own husband will tell you that for a period of 7 years, there was no peace in my life because I would have to drop whatever I was doing to go be there for that friend. But for me, the biggest problem wasn't actually being taken advantage of. It's that if that crisis friend ever hurts your feeling, there is no way for them to take accountability for hurting you because they are the one that's experiencing the crisis. There is no feeling that you have that would ever measure up to what they're feeling, and they will do whatever they can to prove that you're wrong. I just remember spending so many years gaslighting myself like, oh, I shouldn't be feeling this way because what they're experiencing is so much greater. So if you're someone that has a friend like that, I have to ask you, are you okay with always being wrong? If it is important to you to be in a relationship where your feelings are validated, no matter how big or small they are, this may be the time that you need to see yourself out.
The friendship lesson that you've had to learn the hard way as an adult. Mine is that you cannot expect
The biggest lesson that I had to learn was a friend to all is a friend to none. Like, you can't possibly think that I'm gonna trust you if you're gonna go and be friends with people who actively don't like me. Because what that's telling me is you also don't like me because you're the company you keep. Also, those friends who tell you when somebody's talking shit about you are probably also talking shit about you. Because there's two sides to every story, but somehow I'm only hearing the side where they were talking shit. But I never hear what you said in response to that. Never talk about how you defended me or how you stuck up for me or what you said in my defense, period. I feel I've had some very karmic friendships throughout my lifetime, so that's kind of why I'm more reserved. But honestly, it just baffles me to think about how much I gave to people who wouldn't even give me a crumb. But I've also learned that boundaries in friendships are just as necessary as boundaries in any other type of relationship. That things are black and white. People are either there for you or they're not.
What is a friendship lesson that you've had to learn the hard way as an adult?
Distance in a friendship is one of the best ways to test out who truly is being your friend for you and your relationship versus people who are just prioritizing your presence. We all have situations where we may have to relocate, whether it's our education, maybe it's a job, things just happen in life. And let me tell you, when you increase the amount of miles between you and your friends, it really will show you who are your true friends. I've moved so many times since I graduated high school, but for me, it really hit when I graduated from my undergrad because my friends at the time, we were like this. I'm not talking about just hanging out, party friends. No, I mean, these were people that I truly thought, at least, I know to say lifelong friends would be a lot at that point, but I at least thought we'd be friends for a year, maybe 2 years out of undergrad. The minute that I moved, because I went to school on the East Coast, had to relocate to the Midwest, I would say within 3 months of moving, I had lost a good chunk of my friends. They were barely communicating to me. If there was communication, it was because I was reaching out, and it hurt so bad. I remember looking for jobs on the East Coast because I was like, I don't want my friends to forget about me because they clearly are forgetting about me. But as I got older and I had to continue to move because of life, I changed my mindset. I stopped focusing on the people who were leaving and changed and put all my energy in the people who were prioritizing me and our friendship. The people who were continuously reaching out and were like, Minty, how are you? How are you doing? How's your boyfriend? How's life? What's going on? Tell me about things. And it's not even a lot. It's not even on a everyday basis. I hear from these people maybe a couple times a month. Maybe sometimes it's 3, 4, every 5 months. But the efforts to reach out despite distance, and I mean, I've moved several times and I've had friends who have still maintained the relationship no matter where I've gone. And to me, that speaks volumes. I'm at the point now where I only prioritize relationships that feed in the same energy that I'm putting towards them. And this isn't any hate to any of the friends that I lost. Distance just does that. But I will say, distance, you want to see who your besties are? Move and see who still is willing to check in with you.
What is a friendship lesson that you've had to learn the hard way as an adult?
With people who actually like you. Sometimes we're friends with people who don't actually like us, but they won't tell us that. So it's up to you to pick up on the signs if someone doesn't like you. It's really in the small things. Pay attention. Have you ever been in a conversation with a group of people, and as you're talking, you see two people give each other this look? You'll just be talking and you'll notice them look at each other like, they don't like you. Another sign is how they react when they first see you. When you first step into the scene and they see you for the first time, if they go, they don't like you. Or Another reaction is if they're just silent. You come in and they're just like, they don't like you. You'll know people actually like you if when they first see you, they're like their eyes light up, their eyebrows go up. They're just excited to see you, and it's in their face. You can see it in their face. Another sign is if you can never do anything right around them. They'll always try to find something wrong in the things that you do and say, and it's constant. They're very, very overly critical of you. That's because they don't like you. And another friendship lesson I learned as an adult is know when you've outgrown a friendship. You may have had a good friendship with someone, but over time, because you're going to grow and you're going to evolve, you're going to outgrow this person. You're going to outgrow the friendship. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the person. It's just you. You've changed. And when you hang on to a friendship that you've outgrown, you're also hanging on to a past identity of you that no longer exists. So this friendship is now going to feel disconnected. You can try to force it because you want to hold on to this friendship, but you're going to feel it, and your friend is going to feel it too. This is where the friendship is going to explode in your guys' faces. Because once disconnect has happened, there's going to be feelings involved. There's going to be feelings of rejection. There's going to be feelings of hurt because you're no longer tight with this person. And because you're no longer vibing, there's going to be friction, which will inevitably lead into like a violent fire, which is going to end the friendship anyway. If you had just accepted that the friendship ended, you outgrew it, you could have left their life quietly and put the friendship to rest peacefully. And last but not least, another creator had said this in her stitch as well, and I'm here to reiterate. If you are a confident person, be friends with confident people. Because if you're going to be friends with someone who is insecure, they will always compare themselves to you. There will always be problems in the relationship. They'll always create problems too. It is not a good idea to be friends with an insecure person. They are detrimental to you.
I want to know your own story and your own things you've learned as an adult in friendship that you stood by with. You don't play with those things. I want to know your own take down in the comment section, but please keep it respectful as always. You're on the channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we'll do it in a respectful way. So feel free, go ahead and share your thoughts. I'd love to know what you think, okay? So for me personally, I have so much, I'll say I've gone through a lot of friends, and I have different level of friendship. Like my level of friendship is like level 1, level 2, level 3, and I feel like over the years people keep switching to different levels when it comes to our friendship. There's something my husband usually say. He say, 1 minute this one is your best friend today, the next minute the person drops on the hierarchy. But there are some people that have been consistent for a long time, okay? So these are some of my, the woman that was talking about, the friend that's always in chaos, that everything. I have this very good friend. She's always in chaos. Like right now, we're at it right now because I'm over a BS, and she knows because I'm just over it. So she's this type of person, like if you're telling her something, you're going through something emotionally, it's almost like a mini competition. Like if you say, oh, my head is paining me, for her, she'll like, you don't know, my own head is paining me, like my own head. I was like, I'm telling you about mine. And then there's one thing about her, she's always not feeling fine. She's always sick. She's always, life is always hard on her. And I'm just like, I'm over it already. I'm over it, and she knows I'm over it because I'm that type of person. Because every time, like maybe she's talking, and that's why when this other lady was talking about how people roll their eyes and all that, this is something that she has been doing since we were kids, because she's a long time friend. We've been friends since we were kids. That now is a normal thing. Like every time you talk to her, it's almost like, oh, I had this pain on my back. I had this pain. I'm just like, and we're three. Okay, we're three friends that grew up together and all that. So whenever she's talking like, oh, I have this. The rest of us like, okay, not again. So yes, I relate so much, but I feel like because we have so much bond, she has stayed so long in my life, And also, you know that sister that was talking about how matching up the energy, because that's what I did with this particular friend. And it's almost like I'm calling her out on this video, okay? That's what I did with this particular friend. Like, I'm matching up a level 100%. I remember when she was pregnant with her last baby, I asked the direct question. No, the thing is, okay, when she wanted to get pregnant with a baby, when she already had one child, she was like, oh, she wants another child and all that. And I asked her, like, you know, what do you need a child for? Like, really focus and understand how to. The same thing I say here on this channel a lot, how telling people, like, take a chill, know why you're doing this and all that. I like, no, why don't you just chill, focus on yourself, take care of yourself, and go hustle and figure out how to take care of your child and just be a better person than thinking of, oh, you want to have a second child because you want to prove to people you're not barren. And she was like, oh, yes, she needs a child, la, 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 la. I was like, so how are you going to, like, I was like, to provide mentally, physically? She was like, it's God that provides for this child. I was like, oh, fine. So fast forward about a year or two later, we're just talking on the phone, we're catching up and all that, the three of us. And I asked the director, so I was like, are you pregnant, girl? And she didn't say a word. She didn't say anything. She just kiki kaka. She didn't answer. Like, I asked the direct question. She didn't say anything. I just let it go. Like, she didn't answer me. I was like, okay, she's not pregnant. And that's it. And that's the type of person I am. I'm that type of person that I'm not going to be doing detective when it comes to our friendship. I don't have that strength for those type of friendship anymore. Like, those type of friendship where you have to put in so much work, like try to detect, start reading emotions. Why is this person sad? Why is this person? You can't come out straight to be direct. Like, ask a direct question. Like, I'm not going to want to ask her if she's pregnant by asking in direct question. I'll ask her a direct question, so give me a direct answer. And fast forward into months later, she came on to say, you know what, she just had a baby boy. I was like, you know what, but I was so pissed because I remember when I was pregnant some years ago, even when I was like barely 5 weeks, she was one of the few people that I told. So her not telling me, I felt like I thought this girl was, I thought with her clothes and all that. And she has done some couple of things like that where she has lied me, she kept me out of the loop, and I knew when other people, like when the rest of the world knew, that was when I knew. And I was like, I was so pissed. Like, I was pissed by it. And I told her directly, like I called her, I allowed her to enjoy her baby and mama, new mom thing. Months later, I called her, I was like, you know what? I'm going to match up this energy in this friendship. Like, don't expect, like, we're not that close anymore. Like, I went up to her, like, as much as I love you and it hurt me to have this friendship this way, I'm going to match up your energy. You're not going to have any first-hand information about me. I'm not going to kiki kaka with you. Like, it is what it is. The same way I would treat, like, a level 3 friendship, that's what I'm going to treat, because she knows I have different levels when it comes to friendship. And she was like, oh, it's not like that, it's not like that. And we didn't really talk for like almost a year. And she would have, on my birthday, she called and she apologized. I understand that she apologized, but this is something I understand. I got to find out that it is who she is a pattern. That is who she is. She's always slimy, not ready to give you information about herself, but she will ask you information about yourself. I've noticed, and for me, that's not the type of friendship I want to throw. That's not the type of friendship I want to feed into and all that. Where I'm at in my life in terms of friendship is that I love that it's very organic, very open, honest. Like, I have nothing to hide. Like, when it comes to my friendship or my little circle, my tie, I don't have any form of, generally in life, I don't even have any form of secret. Like, I say things the way they are. If you hurt my feelings, I'm going to come to you and tell you, like, you hurt my feelings, it is what it is, and all that. And that's it. That's what I've learned in terms of when it comes to friendship, is that not all friendships are going to last forever, and the dynamic of friendship are going to change over the years. And as you grow and evolve in life, it's going to change. Like, a lot of my friends, they don't get like the main now. Some of my friends still don't get it. They like, you know, you like, oh, da 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 da, you're very aggressive, you're very like tone deaf, you're almost like being too logical, sometimes think with your emotions. And some of them think that I'm a little bit cold now because the way I say things, and I'm very, very direct at things. I don't mix my words. A lot of them feel like that's being cold, that's and all that. And I don't have patience anymore. That's another thing. One thing friendship has taught me is that not to have patience with BS. If you show me that you're like, I don't have that time. If you want to be a fool, you want to be a foolery, I'm not going to be playing around with your foolery. With it, like, that's just it. I'm going to. Then another thing friendship taught me is that not everybody is for you. not everybody, especially if I knew that from a very young age, that oh, not everybody is for me. But now I've come to find out that even as you grow and evolve, you don't have to take everybody along with you. Let them go. And then another thing I learned in friendship is that it's better if your circle is very, very small. Be friendly to a lot of people. I mean, your level 1 friendship is better. It's very, very small. And that's it. And then don't be friends with anybody that is in competition with you. If you sense anybody that, oh, because you buy it, it's different from, oh, my friend bought this, I like it, I want to buy it, and oh, there's the, but you know that friend that you know side eyeing, you know that it's like this person is in competition with you, low key. This person wants to do everything you want to do. This person is liking every, like, literally run from this type of people, because there's nothing you're going to do. It's always going to be a competition. Another thing too about friendship, especially the tier 1 friendship for me, is that people that have not done the work, or people that are not with you mentally and spiritually on almost the same level. It can be a different perspective and all that, but if they're not on the same level as you are in terms of the energy they bring, don't force the friendship, let it go. Let me explain this one a little. I want to explain this one a little bit better, because it is a big definition. I'm that person that I don't believe that every woman should be married. I don't believe in religion. I know that my best friend is very, in fact, my best friends are very religious. But not just that, we are able to make that friendship because we are on the same frequency, where we understand respect, where we understand we are allowed to be different. Like, it's a very, like, we know that, okay, we're different, but we love our differences. So we just make the friendship even very beautiful. Like, such a beautiful friendship where we know that, okay, we're different, we're going through different struggles, and it is. So that's what I'm saying, that you need to be on the same frequency, mentally, spiritually, on where you are. If not, there's just going to be that offness in terms of friendship and all that. So for me, I'm not even here. If we're not on that same frequency, I'm just going to, like, slowly drop you to level 2 or level 3 friendship. Okay, so yeah, so that's some of the things friendship has taught me. Like, not everybody is for you, and it's fine. Like, it's the most beautiful thing to realize that not everybody is for you. Anyway, guys, I've talked too much in this video. Okay, yes. I've been sharing my own. But anyway, guys, let me know some of the things that friendship has taught you so far, especially as an adult, some of the things you've learned from friendship and all that. So go down in the comment section and share your thought. I'd love to know what you think, but please keep it respectful. Go on and share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation and join in this conversation. So go ahead and share it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that'll be you supporting this channel and this girl. Yeah, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to this channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.